Right guys, here we got to the opening up of a Gibson Les Paul that I've brought used, by the way. It's a second-hand Les Paul. I bought it off eBay, about 1200. It's got some marks on it, but I don't mind it. Of all the ones I was looking at, this is the one that looked like the one I wanted. I actually used to have I had a Les Paul many years ago. About 15 years ago I had a Les Paul. And randomly I paid 1200 for it brand new back then. But as you all know, Gibson Les Pauls have gone up quite a bit. I sold my Les Paul, and it's one of those things that I really regret doing. I really regret selling. So if you've got a Les Paul and you're well into your guitar playing, don't sell it, because you'll regret it. Ever since I've done that, I've always wanted to buy another one basically, and I finally got around to doing it. There we go, classic Gibson guitar case. Right, let's finally have a look at this bad boy. See if it was worth the money. Clasps on this things. The guy did say he put plenty of package on it because of the delivery. Oh my god. Looking good so far. Now, there was good pictures of it. I know that there's some marks on the back, but you can't really help that with a Les Paul. It just happens. New strings on it sound a bit loose. So some marks there, but the top of the guitar looks pretty good. It's got a few dings in it, but nothing too bad to worry about. It's got that Gibson smell, classic Gibson smell. There we go. Okay, all looking good so far. The only thing I can see that I'm not overly impressed with is they don't look like the original Gibson buttons to me. They look a bit, they've got that like cheap light gold look to them, but I can easily get some more. Everything else on it seems great so far. One of the reasons I brought it was because the guy I brought it off he was very good at responding to my questions, and he answered all the questions. He didn't just like avoid certain questions, he answered everything I asked him. And he also put on there about having the frets dressed, and you could see in the pictures how well the frets looked on it. And the action on it, so from what I can see, is extremely low, yet clear. Frets feel really smooth as well. They feel like frets that have been dressed properly. I often have the frets on my guitars done, and it makes a massive difference to your playing and the feel, particularly if you're like a field guitarist where you want to, you know, express yourself more. There's nothing worse than some grindy frets, and unfortunately even with expensive guitars, more often than not, when you buy them the frets and that can feel lumpy and bumpy, even when you're spending £2 on a guitar brand new, it can happen. So it's always a good thing to do. So that's just another 60 to 100 quid I don't have to spend. Yeah, pleased with it so far, definitely. It's the colour I've always wanted. It's actually a classic as well, even though it's got classic on it and the guy advertised it as a classic, but I don't know, I don't really know much about the exact releasing of the models exactly through Gibson, but the classics now tend to have a very plain maple top on it, whereas this has actually got, you know, a nice little bit of flame burst on it. It actually feels exactly and looks more like the standard that I had years ago. It looks like the standard model, so I don't know whether maybe somebody's just put a classic thing on there and the guys advertise it to that, and it's actually a 2011 standard model. Either way, it wouldn't bother me either way, to be honest. It's more if I like the guitar.